Hello, my friends. This is Colleen coming to you from my craft corner, and I have for you today 6 or 7 Christmas layouts. That's a layout share. Month of May, the month of May, the month of May, June, and July has been a little hectic and a little busy with some things and health issues going on for me and or husband, and so I have a layout share for Christmas in July of 2026. And so let's just get started. This is a layout that I did quite a while ago. I don't think I've ever videoed it. I know it probably is up on my Instagram quite a while ago. And it is a simple stories layout design where you get it all pre-designed and pre-done, and many times I followed that along about the same as the sketch provided, but I don't even have that information or that package anymore because I used all the Christmas ones up. And basically they come, and a lot of times they're double layouts. So this is the first page, and that is going to be my second page, and I have it set up to film individual layouts, so we'll do them one at a time. And if you've never seen the Simple Stories ready-made layouts, they come with all the pieces and they tell you which pages, how they go together, very, very excellent directions. And usually this and this part is pre-printed on the page. This actually on this one, these, oh goodness, these were all pre-printed on the page except this red stripe and this red paper here, okay, and the wood grain and this journaling card. And so these are their chipboard, which is very thin when they make it for these packages. And this says Hello December. This one is just a poinsettia. This one is Noel. And you see 3 little chipboard hearts. Sorry for my mispronunciation. I need to slow myself down because that's what happens when I rush my pronunciation. Here is the bird, and the title is Mary. And here we have I've Been Good, Sort of, Laugh, Play, and Jingle All the Way. Over here we have a poinsettia that's raised up on foam, and one that I kept lower down. The bird also was raised up on foam. Here we have a journal card, or just a another piece of photo, and it says, oh, what fun. And as you can see, Megan is opening Christmas gifts at her grandma and grandpa's. This would be her mom's parents and not my brother's parents' house. And so the other page is going to be very, very similar in that you still have the green Christmas tree paper that has the black on top. We added the red stripe, and it has the black check, and that's already built into the paper. And then it gives you this piece of wood grain paper. It gives you the huge title, Good Cheer. And then I have 3 chipboard birds. Yay, it's Christmas. And here's a journal spot that says Joy and Hope, and I put December 2005. So I stand corrected. If I said Megan's age, she would be 1 because she would have turned 1 in August. And this is a bird, a chipboard bird, and I put it up on foam. And here is a poinsettia and a series of 3 hearts. And here she is sitting in front of her grandparents' Christmas tree. And so that's kind of a typical spread, but I wanted to share that with you because I am going to be doing a Christmas only album and catching up on those photos for Megan, because she's now about 20, 21 and has a child of her own. And at least this way I can give her some of her album pages so that she can enjoy them and compare herself and her little boy and the pictures. So this is one that I just did. And it is the same day, and you can see she got a little dolly for Christmas and a little stroller to put her doll in. And I wrote, Megan talked to her doll and rocked her and cared for her as if she was real. Well, not in this picture, but maybe in the others that are coming up. I don't think she would have held the baby like that if she thought she was a real baby. But she did stroller her around and feed her a bottle and things like that. And so this is going to be my own page design. I just was using up scrap paper I have from a Simple Stories line. And so this candy cane paper was a big square that I have left over. This red polka dot paper was just a smaller size rectangle that I put under this main photo of her standing with her little baby doll by the tree. And I had this stripe of pink ho 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 paper left over, this little strip of green, and they are on top of and overlapping the big green candy cane one. And then what I decided to do is I have lots of tags. If you ever gotten a Simple Stories kit, you know it has lots of tags. And so I had 3 tags that I placed here, and then I put some of the decorative brads. This is one with the number 25, Holly Days. I think the name of this Simple Stories line was Holly Days. And here, of course, is a picture of Holly. Up here in this cluster, so I have 3 clusters. I have one here that kind of blends in, and one up here. And this one, I had this little piece of paper, I think it was a journal spot, and I just covered up the blank spot and put Merry Christmas for my title. I have that plaid. I liked the color, so I picked it, and I had kind of, I think, ripped the paper underneath so I had to cover it up, and I put these die cuts of these Christmas tree leaves that I had punched out. Down here in this area, I have a chipboard tree. I had some presents that I fussy cut, and you will also see, so there's 1, 2, and 3. Here, up here is another fussy cut present and a round label that came with the collection. And then you will see I have sequins in various places here and then over here, so all around the title and the biggest cluster. And so that is a layout that goes with December 2005. And this is more of Megan with her dolly. And once again, it is kind of my own little design, just using up some things that I had. I had this green paper that has some snowflakes on it in different colors. You have the lighter green and the dark green background. You have some that are not in a circle, and then some green snowflakes in a white circle. And so this paper, my background paper, was very thin, so I mounted it on a piece of white paper. And I don't think any of these layouts, except maybe the 2 at the back, that I put a border around the whole layout, because I do that all the time, and I was trying to break away from it. This is some more of the scraps of that ho 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 paper. So I had a big strip of that, and I had a big strip of the red dot paper, because I actually did this layout before I did the other one, I think. And I had this little border strip of the green and bluish, very light blue polka dot that you can see here. And so I layered up the 3 papers, and then using up tags, because I have lots of tags. And so I picked this tag here and put it in the upper corner. So like I learned from Moira, fill my corners, and this corner really did need to be filled so it would balance out the other clusters. And so up here I put a tag, and I put a brad that says, well, a fake brad, an adhesive brad, I guess we could call it, that says fa la la la. And then I have a couple fussy cut presents. There's 1, 2, and 3, and some of the same sequins. Down here I have a second tag, and it kind of blends in a little, but it's a plaid tag, and on it I wrote, "In Megan's imagination, she was a mommy and her dolly was her precious baby, Christmas 2005. And so I have another fussy cut present. I have another adhesive brad. I have a little peppermint candy here, and I have Holly Jolly. I guess you could call that the title. And up there it did say ho ho ho. I wanted to fill in that little white spot. And then of course there's some sequins, sequins over here, and the green, the red, and the darker blue, like her dress. A couple of fussy cut presents, another adhesive brad that has the 25 on it, and then 4 pictures of Megan with her precious baby. And I don't know much about the photos except where they were taken and what Christmas it was, because I was not there. This would be her mom's side of the family. Oops, threw my pen. But there she is, putting her precious little baby in, looks like a chair. Looks like a chair that's meant for her, maybe not the baby. And here she's putting her in the little stroller that we saw her in earlier. Here you can see she's climbed in a box that some gift came in. How many of you know that children love to play in boxes? And the paper or the bag that something came in rather than the gift itself? So comment below, did you find that to be very common? And here she is, and it looks like she's saying mouth, nose, eye, because that's pretty typical at that age of, she's like 1 and 3 or 4 months old. And so I just kind of laugh that here she is in the box, and you can see she's still in the box here, and of course she's pretending to drink the baby's bottle, or little Dolly's bottle, and because she's proud. I don't know if she still had a bottle at that age. So those were 2 that I had done, and the next one I am going to have to make sure faces are covered up, and so I'm going to make sure my little faces are covered up that I need to cover on this photo. They kind of slid a little bit because I had them stacked in a pile and they're not really glued down. And this is the 3rd one that I've done of that Christmas in 2005, and of Megan opening her presents, but a lot of her family members are there, so I didn't want to show them. I don't have permission, and it's a lot of different family from her mom's side, and so that's why I didn't journal here also, because I didn't want to write anything that might that family does not want to share. That's the best way to put it. So here you see Megan, and she's starting to open her gifts. She's tearing off a piece of paper, a little, you know how little kids do. They rip off a sheet and kind of throw it away. And some of them actually put it into the bag of paper scraps. I've had several that did that. Here she is with her grandmother, and her grandmother's holding her. Here she is sitting next to her mom, opening up her gifts. And here she is, and I don't know if these are cousins or aunt or who these are, but I know that they're related to her. And so here she is starting to push her little dolly around in the stroller. And so these are the pictures that I wanted to make sure I included in her album. And so what I did here is I had this big scrap of paper that is black. I mounted the photos. This is just my design, just trying to use up things and to get these photos done and done quickly. Just like I did on the other page, I mounted all the photos, the 4 photos on to a white paper, and then I put this black scrap behind it. And then I mounted it on a full-size paper of the Simple Stories, and you can see it's the presents that I cut out on the previous pages. I fussy cut from another sheet, because I had quite a bit of this Christmas line, and I'm still using it, but they go in different albums. So how many of you have big family gatherings at Christmas and see stacks and stacks of photos that each person needs to open up? And do you do them one at a time, or does everybody just open? That's a good question. And so here I have the title, which is Wonderful 25th. And you can see I had some little sequin stars that I put across with the title. And there's 25, and there's a holly chipboard. Here's another holly chipboard and a Christmas stocking, and you can see there's some sequins in that cluster. Down here in this cluster is, I put a gift that came with the collection, and a little flower and with a leaf and a cluster of sequins. And then over here, the chipboard says Mary, 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 and some sequins and just a little cluster. This page was background was very busy for me. I don't usually pick backgrounds like this, but because I had this big solid piece and my photos mounted up all together, I thought, okay, I can handle that very busy background, because if you look at my other backgrounds, I tend to use smaller printed paper. And then I have, so that's that one. Then I have, and you will see that this is a Christmas layout that I did probably in the month of May that I never shared or recorded, because it was a May I Scrap Lift You. And it is a May I Scrap Lift You. On Instagram, she is Scrap Rona, and on YouTube, she is Rona Mallard 8547. And this was for day 2 of May I Scrap Lift You in the month of May, which Crystal at Pineapple Papers does. And I know that I had gone ahead and shared her layout. I think I did 3 days, day 1, 2, and 3. But I plan on going back and picking some sketches and doing others. And so here is the layout of Rona's that I picked. And this is actually a boy layout. Many of the ones she does right now, there are some boys, but a lot of it is her 2 granddaughters, or 3. There's a couple of granddaughters that I think I can recall, but she still does the boys, but I think they're a little bit more grown up. I think she recently did a ballpark picture of one of them. Or I'm confusing people. Probably confusing people, don't quote me on that. But I found this way back, and I loved it because this tag had a string that was tied to this tag. And I was doing a boy layout, and I had 3 little photos. And so she has 1, 2, 3 little photos. She's using tags, which I need to use up. You know, just a strip of paper here, a simple background, and then she did a cluster here, the title, you know, some little cluster here, and a bigger cluster here with that star and the tag. And so that was her original layout that I fell in love with, and especially where you took the tag. So here you see I have a tag. This is a Simple Stories line, and it's one of their winter Christmas lines. And I took this tag and tied it to took some of my cotton pearl string and tied it to this tag, which was something that she did. But she had a piece of paper extended all the way across here. I only did it short because I only had this one strip of wood grain paper and this other strip of wood grain paper. And so I added a strip of paper down here that really wasn't in her original layout. And so I put this strip of wood grain paper, and I have these 2 little photos of Lucas, and this is 2007. I did other pictures of his professional Christmas photos. So I'm trying to remember that Lucas is a year old here, I think. Almost a year old or a year old here in this photo. That sounds about right. And so I did the other ones in a while back, and they were bigger size photos, 8 by 10 probably, and the backgrounds were different. And so I really wanted to put these 3 in his album because I don't have very many professional photos of him, and only the first few years are Christmas. So I wanted to make sure I scrapped these. And so there you can see him in front of the Christmas tree. And he's got a snowy background here, and back here he's in front of some Christmas houses and outside Christmas tree. And this is just a dark background where you see the profile of his face. I just love that. Those are such sweet little baby photos, or well, 1-year-old photo. And so what I did, and we kind of can look back at hers. If we look back at hers, she had a full strip of paper, and then she had a tag and the title and another cluster here, and then just the tag and a star cluster down here with the second photo, and it was right on the side. It was right on the side where mine is moved over. And so up at the top, I kind of really did a lot of what she did, but as I said, my paper's not as long, and I put in this little border strip of paper, and the title is Hello, and then I put the word snowflake and smiles, winter days, warm hugs. And so my clusters have a lot of snowflakes in them. Here is a house, and here's a wooden log ring, and it says just chillin', and I put a heart in the center, and then I put some adhesive brads in each cluster and some snowflakes. The snowflakes coming down to this cluster, and over here you'll see I have another one of those wood rings, but it's a little different. I put a heart in the middle, and here's a really colorful heart and adhesive brad and some snowflakes, and then I have a few sequins kind of trickling down to the other part of the layout, the string of the tags. And this says Lucas 2007, stay warm. And I love this little bear. It just reminds me of small children and babies. And I put baby, it's cold outside, cold hands, warm heart, warmth plus love. And I have some adhesive brads and some sequins and some snowflakes clustered around this cluster in the tree. And I felt like the layout needed something more because I'm used to bordering them, so I did a squiggly border, but my squiggly borders are very messy, folks, very messy. So that is from day 2 of May I Scrap Lift You, which was in the month of May. And I also did day 3, and let's see what we have here. Day 3 was Instagram, Mel Walkton, and on YouTube she is Mel W Scrapping. I think that is also, well, Instagram she uses her name. Oh my goodness, Colleen. Yep. Okay, rolling on with it. Hers was day 3 of May I Scrap Lift You, and this was the layout that I chose. And she did a grid, and I love grids, and I loved this grid. She did it of her daughter at the zoo, and she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 photos, and I have about the same photos in the same places. Yes, they're in the same places. And she mounted each of her photos on some yellow paper, but I kept mine on the white. And then she did 3 clusters of the cutest little critters, And so if you haven't seen her videos or Rona's videos, please go back and watch them. I will have the links to their channels and Instagram and stuff down below, but that's the layout I chose to scrap lift. And so you can see I did a grid. My photos were slightly different shapes, so my grid, I don't have the same exact size grid components. Here I have a long one and a shorter one, and so this is short and a little bit longer photo and a little shorter down here. And my title is Mary, and this is Minda and Zara, which is her, Zara is it Zara is, I had to think about it. There's so many in the family. Zara is, it's going to be Megan's. Now, Megan's grown up. Megan's in her 20s now, okay, when we come to this, because this is 2025, but this is Minda and Zara, who is Lucas's, which is Minda's boyfriend. That's his daughter, and this is Timothy, and they're very close in age. They're a couple of years apart, and this is Katie, which is Timothy's mom. And so these are a series of photos, and there's going to be a lot of them that were taken in 2025 at a photo shoot out at my brother Christopher and his wife Katie's house. And there's Timothy, and Minda is Katie's daughter from a previous marriage, and Megan was Christopher's daughter from a previous marriage, and Timothy is their boy together. And so down here, and I love this photo, that's why I put it in the center and put so sweet. There's Timothy with his mom, and there's Timothy with Zara, and who is like a cousin. It's gonna be like a cousin, because there's Timothy and Zara and Waylon. Waylon is Megan and Lucas's son. So Waylon is a half brother to Zara. And so I really wanted to get some of the 2025 photos done, as well as catch on some of the older photos. And so kind of like Mel did, I did 3 squares, and mine are squares in, whoops, dropped my pen, in parentheses. And in this square, I have Holly Jolly, I have a Santa Claus, I have some presents and a Christmas tree. Down here, I have a polar bear with a present. It says Holiday Fun 2025, Joy, and there's some puffy stars. And here you see a Christmas tree and a present. And then over here in this corner, we have a Christmas tree. So I put a Christmas tree in all 3 clusters. But presents, I think, are only in 2. This adorable little chipboard deer, and a couple of hearts, and another puffy star. So the puffy stars are kind of scattered around the page. And I was just using up things like this little sign, Mary, Mary. This was really a great layout to get many photos on. I love that Mel did this. You get many photos on, and you can use up some of your stickers or chipboard or fussy cut things or things you've made. And so I really love that. And so that was May I Scrap With You Day 2, Mel Walkton. And it is Mel W. Scrapping on YouTube. And this one, another look at it, is a scrap lift of Scrap Rona, or Rona Mallard, here on YouTube. And so I will have their links down below for Instagram and for May I Scrap Lift You, which occurs in the month of May, but as I said, it was kind of not the bestest month for us. May and June got really a little hectic. I got a lot of my stuff done, but I wasn't able to do extra videos and filming. And this is, oops, sorry about that. This is for something that I did recently in the last couple days. I was finally able to get back in my scrap room, and so I wanted to do faster layouts, fast scrapbooking, and kind of my own designs. And so this big square I used to calm down that paper. And we'll look back at this one. Once again, I mounted 4 photos in a block, and then just did some paper scraps and used up some things that I had fussy cut, and tags. I was really emphasizing using up tags. These were the 2 main photos that I really liked about her and her dolly, and I used up just scraps that I had in tags and adhesive brads, and so I was using those up. And then at the beginning I showed you a layout that I had done a long time ago, but I am trying to go through all of Megan's Christmas photos. And so my friends, this is Christmas in, and we go ... because every month on the 25th we bring you the Christmas in series. And so this is the one for 2026, the month of July. And we do either a Christmas layout, a Christmas card, a Christmas craft, anything that's related to Christmas so that we can get caught up. And that is why I love to participate in this. Mine is going to go up a little late today, but I was able to get these done, and I thank you for watching my very long video. I see it's going to be long. I was sharing lots of layouts, and I hope you enjoy it, my friends. Take care. And I will have, I'll have the link down below for Christmas In.